Hello, my name's Barry Osborne and I am the CEO of Rural Mission Solutions. The aim of the organisation is to support churches in rural areas in their mission. We might all understand that part of what it means to be a church and to be a Christian is to share in God's mission, but often in a rural situation there are particular difficulties, and we are pleased to be able to help churches and individual Christians to overcome those difficulties. We've a considerable amount of experience, and we're only too happy to make this available free of charge to anybody who would find this to be helpful. The video that you're looking at now is actually an extract from one of our seasonal webinars. We run regular webinars, and you can sign up for these on our website. You can also see recordings from past webinars, and we do 4 seasonal ones: spring, summer, autumn and winter, and you'll find those particularly helpful and ideas and suggestions that any small church would be able to apply. Usually I'm helped in these with my good friend Gordon Banks. You'll only hear my voice today, but Gordon usually shares on the webinars, and some of the things I'm sharing today were ideas that he originated. You can see that Gordon has considerable experience. He's worked with 3 Anglican dioceses. I am an ordained free church minister. Basically, the idea of the seasonal webinars is actually looking at what's happening in the world around and relating our mission program, our activities to those things. So they might be things that are happening internationally, so something like the Olympics, or something that's national, which might be an election. It may be something in your county, or something local to your village, or just the church year, and you can adapt that. But each one looks at a particular period, and the period we're looking at includes the new term and the university new term as well. So that's basically what we're looking at. And even if you haven't got any children in your church, there will be children and teenagers in your village, and your mission activities should engage with those. So we hope you'll find these ideas helpful. If you found us on YouTube, please do give us a thumbs up, and also why not subscribe so that you get regular information sent to you. Click the little bell and you'll get the notifications. So that means a great deal. Please do that for us as soon as we finish. We'd like to say that when you're planning your mission activities, don't make them all about growing your numbers or improving your financial position. Do things that are a blessing to others. If you do that, we're sure that it will come back in blessing to you. Now, we're thinking about key moments in young people's lives, such as starting out at school, or moving from primary school to secondary school, which is a big issue. Where you've been a big fish in a small pond, you're suddenly a small fish in a big pond, so it's quite challenging times. And also starting university. That's a really big step. All of these are about big changes in people's lives, and the local church should be there ready to walk alongside them through these times. So there are challenges and there are opportunities that come through all of these things, and we're just going to give you a few ideas as to how you might respond. So let's start with your local school. Do you have a village school, or do your children go to another school in another village? Well, how well do you know that school? Are you engaging with it in any way? Do you know the name of the head teacher? Do you know how many pupils there are, whether it's a single form school or whatever? So how well do you know the situation? Now, it may be that you're watching this, and you may be in an Anglican, and your village school might be a Church of England school. There are other denominational schools, but if you haven't got links immediately through your denomination, well, that's not an impediment. Talk to the church that is. So if it's a Church of England school and you're a Methodist person that's watching this, well, you're not excluded. Go and talk to the local priest and see if you can find ways to be involved. Now, here are some various ideas. First of all, encourage your school. Schools are so important. They're doing tremendous work, and they're doing it with great difficulties these days. So be an encourager of your school. So let the head teacher know that's what you want to do. Find out what the names of all the staff are, okay? And we want to say pray for them regularly. Now, you can do that individually. You can do it as a church. It's a really good thing to raise high the profile of your local school through prayer. So in your church intercessions, just to include the school, the staff, and anything they're going through, whether they're having an Ofsted or whether it's exam times or whatever it might be. Just support and uphold them, and then let the school know that you are praying. Most times they'll be only be too pleased to hear that. Now, why not endear yourself to the staff by baking a cake for the staff room? You'll find you'll be very popular if you do that. If you can't bake a cake, well, buy a nice chocolate cake and give it as a gift. But give it with a note that says, "This is from whatever church. We just want to thank you for all the work that you do for the children in our community. Please be assured of our support for everything you're doing." So something like that make a great deal of difference. Now, if you do get involved, you may be asked, or you could offer, if there's anything you can do. One of the jobs that are often appreciated is someone who'll go in and listen to the children reading, and that's really important as we try to make sure that they can read and write properly. So see if there's any jobs that you could do that'd be helpful, especially if you've got people in your church with craft skills. That may be appreciated. Now, there are Christian organisations, specific Christian activities, I should say, really, more than organisations, such as Open the Book and Prayer Space. Look these up on the internet. You can Google them and find out more about them. And many rural primary schools have used Open the Book and used prayer spaces. Again, talk to people in other churches, find out if they've done it or are doing something. So don't try and introduce something without talking to the people who are also involved. Now, thinking about resourcing schools and thinking ahead, if you didn't use this at the end of the last term, the summer term, then we want to encourage you to plan to use it next time round. It's a tremendous resource. It's called It's Your Move. It's produced by Scripture Union. It's very affordable. It's a tremendous resource. School teachers are pleased to have that. It's really important to provide some social and spiritual support for children at a time when at the end of year 6 they move to the larger school. So remember that if you're not already using it, and look up the internet link that's there and find out more about it. Now, besides schools, there's also the issue of going off to university. You may have teenagers who finish their A-levels and are planning to go to university, or have just left for university. Now, support them in prayer. Tell them that you're interested in what they're doing. Take a genuine interest in what they're doing. Don't just say that, but genuinely take an interest. Find out which university they want to go to. Put your prayers into that. And find out what they're going to be studying. Take an interest in that. There may be things that you could say or do, or people you could link them up with. That would be helpful. And try and create a permanent link. So if they're happy to give you their email address, you can keep in touch with them through email or maybe through WhatsApp or something like that. You could be a useful link between what's going on in the village and so you let the students know that, or you find out what's happening with a student and can feed that back. Remember to be discreet. They don't want you broadcasting everything, such as Mary's having a terrible time with one of her lecturers. Be discreet about the whole thing. Know they can trust you. And the whole thing is really take a genuine interest. Really take a genuine interest. You might want to link them up with a local church, and it may be with your home denomination, or it may be with another denomination. But find out what the churches are in the area. Sometimes for the Church of England, Mothers Union can be particularly helpful. But you can always search on the internet and find out what's going on, and you soon get a good idea as to which churches are useful and which have people of the same sort of age range as those that are going to university. But remember that the homes where the young people have gone from will seem a little bit empty, especially if it was a boisterous teenager. So Mum and Dad might be grateful for your prayer support and your interest, as they will have this sense of loss, and just being a friend to them as well as a friend to these students is so important. So a number of things there that you could do that are really very basic. It's a case of doing pastoral work evangelistically and evangelistic work pastorally. Be there as God's instrument, showing love and care and interest. And while we're talking about university, of course, UCCF, tremendous organisation with a presence in every university, many other colleges, and they've got a website, excellent website. You'll find out all that they do, how they welcome new students, the kind of activities that they put on, and so you can form a link. I would certainly direct any young people going to university to make contact with UCCF. So ahead of time, get them to look at the website and find out, and try and create a link there. So that's about schools and universities, but before we close, just a quick word about planning ahead. The autumn months contain all sorts of activities, so what are you planning, and are you linking one thing to another? Is there a theme developing through the autumn months? Remember, if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So think about what's the route through, and how can you create a link? How can you build up interest over the autumn months? Lots of things like harvest. If you've not been thinking out of the box and you tend to be doing a very traditional harvest, well, why not try something new? Mercy Church have got excellent resources, so have Scripture Union. There are others around as well. So do look and find out what is there, and all sorts of things that you can do. So if you can make it a good family event, it'd be great. And then, of course, Halloween coming up hard behind. Don't be frightened of it. Don't be put off by it. There are resources on the internet, Christian resources, and you can draw on those. You'll find that helpful. Bonfire night's another big thing within most villages, and the church is rarely involved, but it could be. It could be there offering to supply hot tea and coffee, or cold drinks, maybe even hot dogs. So things you could do, or even cleaning up afterwards. Just build a bridge between church and communities. Great opportunity there. And then Remembrance Sunday, again, so often this is the same old. Stop it. Do something new. Do a little bit of research using your local history group. Find out if you can put a story behind the names that get read out each year on Remembrance Day. Just see what you can do. In a church where I was a minister, we had a wonderful opportunity. During the war, 2 bombers had collided over the village, one with a Canadian crew, one with a British crew. All of them were sadly killed, and so we've mentioned their names each year. Well, one year we actually put on a big exhibition, and were able to tell stories about the families and where they'd come from, the town or village that they'd come from in during the war years, and we built up links with the places that they had come from. We even had people come over from Canada. Somebody from the Canadian Commission came as well, from the RAF, Canadian RAF. So tremendous opportunities to do things. And of course it's a great time to do courses. So courses for people on the fringe of the church inquirers, courses like Alpha. If you don't like Alpha, try Christianity Explored. And if you want to do something for your existing people to get to know the Bible better and how it builds up a whole picture, and all the 66 books sort of fit together like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, Bible course is excellent. So highly recommended from the Bible Society. So there we are. That's just a few ideas shared quite quickly with you. Gordon or I would love to hear from you. If you want to drop us an email, we'd be pleased to hear from you. And please go and visit that website and make a note of it. Okay, so you favourite it so that you can get to it quickly. There's resources changing all the time. The website's constantly evolving as well, so if you make your first visit after seeing this video, make sure you see another. And remember, you'll find these videos and the webinars recorded on the website. They're also on the YouTube channel. You can search for that using Rural Mission Solutions and you'll find them there. So thanks for watching this. I hope it's a blessing. God bless you in your life and the life of your church and your service for God. God bless.